The electrical equipment is located in an unprotected area, potentially exposed to physical damage from vehicles or other objects. The working space around the equipment does not meet code. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, Section 110.26 requires a minimum of 30 inches of clearance in front of electrical equipment. This clearance is essential for safe maintenance and operation. The gas meters are located near the electrical equipment, potentially violating codes. The NEC Section 300.3 code requires a minimum of 18 inches of clearance between electrical equipment and gas piping. The ground rods appear to be insufficiently driven into the ground. The NEC Section 250.52 ATWO requires a minimum of 8 feet of ground rod. This depth is critical for proper grounding and safety. The installation's overall condition appears poor, with exposed wiring and rust potentially leading to electrical hazards. The absence of warning signs or labels poses a safety risk to workers and the public. The installation violates the following NEC codes. Firstly, 110.26a pertaining to working space clearance around electrical equipment. Secondly, 300.3 code relating to clearance between electrical equipment and gas piping. Thirdly, 250.52 ATWO concerning grounding rod depth. To mitigate the hazards, several actions should be implemented. Firstly, install a protective barrier around the electrical equipment to prevent physical damage. Secondly, increase the working space around the equipment to meet code requirements. Thirdly, reposition the gas meters to maintain proper clearance from electrical equipment. Fourthly, drive the ground rods to the required depth and improve the grounding system. Fifthly, repair or replace any damaged wiring or components. Sixthly, post warning signs or labels to alert workers and the public of potential hazards. Physical damage to electrical equipment can result from various causes, including accidental impacts from vehicles, falling objects, or vandalism. Protective barriers, such as bollards or concrete walls, can effectively shield the equipment from these hazards. Ensuring adequate working space around electrical equipment is crucial for electricians and other qualified personnel to safely perform maintenance, repairs, and inspections. Insufficient clearance can hinder access to the equipment, increasing the risk of electrical shock or other injuries. The NEC specifies minimum working space dimensions based on the voltage of the equipment and the presence of exposed live parts. Maintaining proper clearance between electrical equipment and gas piping is essential to prevent explosions or fires. Electrical arcing or sparks can ignite flammable gases, leading to catastrophic consequences. The NEC mandates a minimum separation distance to minimize this risk. Grounding is a critical safety measure that provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping a circuit breaker or fuse and energizing the circuit. Properly installed ground rods, driven to the required depth, ensure effective grounding. Damaged or deteriorated wiring and components can create electrical hazards such as short circuits, ground faults, and overheating. Regular inspections and prompt repairs are necessary to maintain the integrity of the electrical system. Warning signs and labels alert workers and the public to potential electrical hazards such as high voltage, arc flash, and shock hazards. These signs should be clearly visible and easily understood. Electrical safety is paramount to prevent injuries, fatalities, and property damage. Regular inspections, adherence to codes and standards, and proper maintenance are essential to ensure a safe electrical environment. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a comprehensive set of standards for the safe installation of electrical wiring and equipment. It is updated every 3 years by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA. Compliance with the NEC is essential to ensure electrical safety. Qualified electrical personnel should perform all electrical work. They have the knowledge, skills, and experience to perform electrical work safely and correctly. The NEC provides specific requirements for working space around electrical equipment. The working space must be of sufficient width, depth, and height to allow safe access for maintenance and operation. The working space must be clear and unobstructed. There must be no storage of materials or equipment in the working space. The NEC also provides specific requirements for clearance between electrical equipment and gas piping. The clearance must be sufficient to prevent electrical arcing or sparks from igniting flammable gases. The clearance must be maintained at all times. The NEC further outlines requirements for grounding. Grounding is a critical safety measure that provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping a circuit breaker or fuse and energizing the circuit. The grounding system must be properly installed and maintained. Warning signs and labels should be posted to alert workers and the public to potential electrical hazards. The signs should be clearly visible and easily understood. Regular inspections are essential to identify and correct potential electrical hazards. Inspections should be performed by qualified electrical personnel. Any identified hazard should be promptly corrected. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility. Everyone has a role to play in ensuring a safe electrical environment. By following safe practices and adhering to codes and standards, we can prevent electrical injuries, fatalities, and property damage. The unprotected location of electrical equipment increases the risk of physical damage, which can compromise its functionality and safety. Implementing protective measures, such as barriers or enclosures, is crucial to mitigate this risk. Insufficient working space around electrical equipment can hinder maintenance and repair activities, increasing the risk of electrical shock or other injuries. Providing adequate clearance is essential for safe and efficient work practices. The proximity of gas meters to electrical equipment poses a significant fire and explosion hazard. Maintaining proper separation distances is crucial to prevent ignition of flammable gases. Insufficiently driven ground rods compromise the effectiveness of the grounding system, increasing the risk of electrical shock. Ensuring proper grounding is essential for personnel safety and equipment protection. The presence of exposed wiring and rust indicates a lack of maintenance and potential deterioration of the electrical system. Addressing these issues promptly is crucial to prevent electrical hazards. The absence of warning signs or labels can lead to accidental contact with energized equipment, increasing the risk of electrical shock. Posting clear and informative signage is essential to alert workers and the public to potential hazards. Code violations can result in fines, penalties, and legal liability. Adhering to codes and standards is essential for ensuring electrical safety and compliance. Hazard mitigation measures should be implemented promptly to address identified electrical hazards. These measures should be tailored to the specific risks and conditions of the installation. Regular inspections and maintenance are essential to prevent electrical hazards and ensure the long-term safety and reliability of the electrical system. A comprehensive electrical safety program should include training, procedures, and equipment to protect workers from electrical hazards. Continuous improvement is essential to maintain a safe electrical environment. The NEC is a living document that is constantly evolving to address new technologies and emerging hazards. Staying up to date with the latest code requirements is essential for electrical safety professionals. Electrical safety is not just a matter of compliance, it is a matter of ethics. Electrical professionals have a responsibility to protect the public from electrical hazards. By adhering to codes and standards, and by implementing effective safety practices, we can create a safer electrical environment for everyone. Regular inspections should be conducted to identify any potential problems, such as loose connections, damaged wiring, or corroded components. Maintenance activities, such as tightening connections, replacing damaged wiring, and cleaning components, should be performed on a regular basis to ensure the continued safe operation of the electrical system. Training programs should be developed and implemented to educate workers about electrical hazards and safe work practices. These programs should cover topics such as electrical safety procedures, lockout-tagout procedures, and the use of personal protective equipment. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as gloves, safety glasses, and arc flash suits, should be provided to workers who are exposed to electrical hazards. Workers should be trained on how to properly use and maintain PPE. Lockout-tagout procedures should be implemented to ensure that electrical equipment is de-energized before any work is performed on it. These procedures involve isolating the electrical equipment from its power source and placing a lock and tag on the disconnecting device to prevent it from being re-energized. Emergency response plans should be developed and implemented to address potential electrical emergencies, such as electrical fires or electrical shocks. These plans should include procedures for contacting emergency services, evacuating the area, and providing first aid. Electrical safety audits should be conducted on a regular basis to assess the effectiveness of the electrical safety program. These audits should be performed by qualified individuals who have experience in electrical safety. The results of the audits should be used to identify areas for improvement and to develop corrective actions. Continuous improvement is essential to maintain a safe electrical environment. The electrical safety program should be constantly reviewed and updated to reflect changes in technology, codes, and standards. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility. Everyone has a role to play in ensuring a safe electrical environment. By following safe practices and adhering to codes and standards, we can prevent electrical injuries, fatalities, and property damage. The NEC is not a design manual, but it provides minimum requirements for electrical safety. It is the responsibility of the electrical designer to ensure that the electrical system is designed and installed in a safe and reliable manner. The authority having jurisdiction, or OJ, is responsible for enforcing the NEC. The AHA may be a local, state, or federal agency. The AHA has the authority to inspect electrical installations and to require corrections of any code violations. Electrical contractors are responsible for installing electrical systems in accordance with the NEC. Electrical contractors must be licensed and insured. Electrical inspectors are responsible for inspecting electrical installations to ensure that they comply with the NEC. The electrical inspectors must be certified. Electricians are responsible for performing electrical work in a safe and competent manner. Electricians must be licensed and trained. Electrical apprentices are learning the trade of electrician under the supervision of a licensed electrician. Electrical apprentices must be registered with the state. Electrical engineers are responsible for designing electrical systems. Electrical engineers must be licensed. Electrical technicians are responsible for assisting electrical engineers and electricians. Electrical technicians must be certified.